Maruti Suzuki's People Technology presents Suzuki Connect with Navigate to Car and many other features.
Watch more, feel more. Dell.
Well, we've seen the first 20 overs of T20 international cricket between England and Bangladesh. At the end of it, would you be disappointed if you're a Bangladesh fan? Possibly. 124 for 9 is where they've finished after winning the toss and choosing to bat first. Remember, on Maruti Suzuki presents ESPN Cricket for T20 Time Out, powered by Dell. Shahriar, Nafees in just a moment. Before that, Stephen Harmison. He said he'd take 150. He was England, so I'm guessing you take 124 with both hands, Steve.
Yeah, I think I would. It was a weird innings, to be honest, Rannog. It never really got going. After the first over, I'm thinking, yes, here we go. We might have a game on here. 10 off the first over. There was 17 in the 19th over, 2 comical run-outs and an over in the middle, and nobody really wanted to grab the game by the scruff of the neck from a Bangladesh point of view. But England bowled well. I thought it was a thoroughly professional performance. I don't think it's going to be an easy chase by any stretch of the imagination. I think it is quite a difficult wicket to time the ball and score on. But I think England have got the beauty about knowing what they've got to get, which is 125, and they've got a bit of time to get it. So for me, I think England will be very, very happy, not only the way they performed in the first 20 overs, but what total they have to chase in the next 20 overs.
Shahriar, did Bangladesh just struggle to recover from that first power play where they lost those 3 early wickets?
Ronak, you can lose wickets. Lose wickets, but definitely even in a T20 match, you have enough time to recover. One point I want to make, and I want to make it strongly: Bangladesh played 52 dot balls in that inning. So literally, Bangladesh scored 124 of 68 balls. So in a T20 match, if you're going to play 52 dot balls and you're not going to score enough runs, I don't think. Yes, England bowlers were very disciplined. Their fielding was excellent, but I don't think there was nothing surprising. Like it's not that a storm came in and blew away Bangladesh. It was in some aspect self-destructive batting. Every batsman looked that they're timing the ball well, but just couldn't manage to score big.
I think that's an excellent point you make, because we discussed this just yesterday in the West Indies game, where the dot balls again were in excess of 50. And Tom Moody was on our show, Steve, at that point and said you target 30 to 35 dot balls per innings. And once it goes beyond that, you're always behind the 8 ball. It's a trend in this tournament. It could be the kind of thing that differentiates which teams make it through and which teams don't.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And I think the more experienced players, I think that's where they come into their own. And like I said, it is right at the top of the show. That's why I call for Joe Root to be in this team, because Joe Root doesn't face dot balls. To strike very, very well. Good players like Steve Smith, they get themselves in a position to understand the body shapes, to get where the gaps are, to then be able to maneuver the ball into the gap, into the field, which means there's less pressure when you get down to the striker's end. And then, if you're always doing that, it doesn't give a bowler a chance to really sit in and say, right, now it's up to you. I bowled 2 dot balls. The pressure's now on you. And I think that's what happened in the first innings here. England bowled, yes, a lot. There was a lot of dot balls. But England did the basics very, very well. They bowled straight. They bowled hard into length. They basically said to the Bangladeshi batsmen, it's up to you if you want to take a risk and score. And when they did try and take a risk, whether it was a ramp shot or they tried to hit the big shot, they picked the fielder out very, very comfortably. And there was some TM endings in the wicket department from a Bangladesh point of view, in my opinion. But we'll take nothing away. I thought England bowled very, very well in that first 20 overs, and Bangladesh didn't really have any other answers rather than go to like the ramp shot or the big shot. It was a case of just play normal cricket shots to the fielder out in the deep. Rotate the strike, get your confidence, and build it that way. I just thought, it was a little bit of muddled thinking from the Bangladeshi batsmen.
Yeah, Shahriar, I wonder if you could explain some of those dismissals in the middle, especially why they were so tame. It's not like we saw an unplayable ball or a great googly. You thought Mahmudullah and Mushfiqur, if they rebuild, that's Bangladesh's best chance. They both fell to the part-time spin of Liam Livingston. Now, is that because it was hard to hit the big shot today, or was it shot selection that let them down today? What did you make of that period?
See, Ronak, it's very hard to explain, but we have seen a trend in this World Cup that those wickets are not placid batting wickets where you can just come and time and the ball will go away. As Steve mentioned, in these wickets you have to be very, very, very serious about your batting. It's not about like hitting the balls here and there. You have to be there. You have to craft the ball, take the singles, then you are going to hit the boundaries. In this sort of wickets, yes, you can score 150, 160, but it's not easy to score. So looking at Bangladeshi batsmen, I think they have just missed the trick. They have just gone a traditional way of batting in a T20 match. They just waited for the balls to hit big shots, and it was not there. And suddenly, they were consuming balls, and they hit and try to hit out of the situation. And this is why you are like you have consumed some dot balls, and then you saw that okay, I'm in a situation where I have to score, and then try to hit the big shots, and sometimes it doesn't happen. Yes, England bowlers bowled very straight. They did basics right, but I think it's a Bangladeshi batsmen who just missed the trick in these wickets.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't be too disappointed if you're a Bangladesh fan. Remember, South Africa almost made a fight of 118, 119 in the first game. Now, these kind of games, Steve, could come down to 1 or 2 overs. That 19th over went for 7, not a Rashid. Owen Morgan had the option of Chris Jordan. He had the option of bowling out Moeen Ali a bit early. Did he get it right with Rashid in the 19th?
Yeah, I think he did. I think when you looked at that little passage of play, Tamil Mills bowled a very, very good over. Left-handers looking he had no foot movement, no solid base, trying to swing. He was watching. It was like watching an under-13. He's watching the sky before the ball was even bowled, trying to hit it. And I thought that was a good option to bring Adil Rashid on, because somebody that turns it both ways. It didn't go in his favour. It managed to get a couple of boundaries away, but I just look at this in England batting units. Yes, I agree. South Africa 118 the other day, nearly made a fist of it. I just look at this England side. Again, I'll go back to what I said right at the very start. It's going to come down to the power play in the first 4 or 5 overs. If Roy and Butler get away, get to 30 in a crack, and then they just give themselves some time, buy themselves some time, and they should chase it with ease. But I don't think Bangladesh are out of it, but I think they're going to have to take 3 power play wickets. If they don't, I think England could win with 10, 12, possibly 15 balls to spare.
At what point are you expecting David Malan, Steve, today?
I think Milan, the bat around Milan now. I think Milan comes in at number 3, and England bat around David Milan. I think Roy and Butler go hard at it. Milan comes at 3. That would be the way I would want to go now, and just say, right, Milan, play what Milan does, which is if he gets 50 or 45, 50 balls, a strike rate of 110, possibly 115, then that wins England the game.
Shakib is the informed bowler, Shahriar. I was wondering in the Sri Lanka game whether he was left too late to almost come back and still try and have an impact. Do you see Shakib used differently now that they have only 124 to defend?
Shakib will definitely bowl some overs in power play. Shakib has to pick wickets. Mustafiz needs to pick wickets, and I think Mahadi can be a key bowler in this bowling lineup. To win the match, as simple as it is, you cannot take the match long. You have to pick up wickets, and you have to get 10 English batsmen out. And other than that, the score Bangladesh has put. You look at the England team. It will be an easy chase for England. But yes, Bangladesh have done it before. They have defended small totals, and if they're disciplined enough, if they're field catching everything, Bangladesh still has a chance, a small chance, but has a chance.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you mentioned that discipline bit. Catch everything, Bangladesh. Don't do it like last time. Let's hope for a close game at least, and we'll discuss it with Stephen Harmison and Shahriar Nafees at the end. Looks like it's England who are firm favourites with this sort of target, but you never know in this format, especially in these surfaces in the UAE in the afternoon. Let's pick up the chat at the end. We'll also build up to Scotland v Namibia. So join us then on Maruti Suzuki Presents ESPN Cricket for T20 Timeout, powered by Dell.
Maruti Suzuki's People Technology presents Suzuki Connect with Navigate to Car and many other features.
Watch more, feel more, Dell.